Hello, everyone. This is Brendan Nolte here. I'm speaking about the impact of animation on education, which is my website. I'm just going to go through it now. This is a GIF I made through easygif.com. Uh, I just put each image in individually and then put a time lapse on them so they would go when scheduled to. This is my abstract, and then I added a video in here that just shows the impact of technology on education, which is a brief portion in it about animation, therefore it would be important for this. Now I'm going to go along to my first page, which is my purpose page. So here's my purpose page, and now I added a background to every page, a screen background. I did that through the CSS style page. All I did was background dash color, and I put green. And then I made this banner too through Pixlr, along with this logo that you see right here. And then my name right here, I just put layer on top of layer in order to create this banner that you see here, and I fitted it to the page. So there are a few questions that I had to answer on this page. The first question being, indicate the name of the innovation and provide a clear description of its intended purpose, such as the problem that the innovation solved, the opportunity that the innovation created, or the discovery that the innovation made possible. So I generally speak about the past 15 years here. Um, in the early 20th century, that's when like animation started to begin, and when computers came out, this accelerated from the mid 20th century on. It just rapid acceleration through all types of technology, especially animation. Now right here you see animation as one of these advancements that unlocked a realm where humans realized the endless possibilities that could spring up from this one concept. I just had two pictures to go along with this to show some examples of animation. These are Stewie and Brian Griffin, two famous cartoon characters from the show Family Guy. Now I'm going to go down here to my footer, which I also made, and I styled it in the CSS style page again by adding padding around it so it wasn't right against the black print, and then adding this black background to it. So my next section is effects and impacts of animation. Here, I was able to style the page differently by going into the CSS style page and adding a different font to this and a different font color. I did this throughout the entire page, as you can see, and just added more pictures here. One of them about a child being too engraved in television, and on this page, I specifically spoke about the benefits and the harmful effects. I generally made this website to show beneficial effects of animation, but it tended to show negative effects too, such as right here where I say America's addiction continues to grow across the youth of America, who now spend more time sitting in front of a screen instead of getting exercise outside. And this photo is a prime example of that. Now, this graph here shows the impact animation has had in society, basically. Uh, this is through my personal survey that I took with my class, and it shows how the majority of the class said that they believe that animation had a large impact on society. Now down here, I put another graph where it's hours of television watched through numbers of students. Now, as you can see, the amount of hours of television watched is usually between 9 to 11 hours. Um, this is if you think about it, we're disregarding 12 to 14, 15 to 17. This is still a fairly long time frame. Now, if you could see America's obsession of just viewing animated television shows, why can't we take that animation and make it useful, turn it into a helpful motive through education? Now, this is a video that I made, which basically tells you other things that it can help with, animation can help with besides education. Um, and then it shows a prime example of how students learn through educational videos.
I think is important because it kind of helps us simply see like simple ideas that are actually really complex, yet it looks clear as day. Like when we're watching it, it makes things look a lot more easier to do. Like a cartoon animation of like a surgery or an operation looks a lot simpler than it actually is, and so it can teach us things that we didn't understand before in like a simpler formatted medium.
Now, as you can see from that video, I filmed that with the iPhone 6 and then uploaded it to the YouTube, which I then edited through to the YouTube editor, which, as you can see, I made a transition in between the two different clips, and I added a title with some music behind it, and then I added a subtitle on both pages, both clips that I added. Now, here are two other topics, the questions I had to answer, one of them being describe how users interact with the innovation. So basically what I said was that users interact with the innovation of animation in very different ways, and just some prime examples of these are through games, television, education, healthcare, and airlines through airline safety videos. Now even applications such as videos for employers, such as safety in the workplace videos. Now another question that I had to answer was describe in detail how the innovations technology incorporates at least one of the big ideas of abstraction, algorithms, programming, and or the internet to accomplish its purpose. So I specifically targeted the internet in this specific question, and I spoke about how it accelerated the process of imagination. Because before the internet, animation was just seen pretty much in either TV shows, Sunday morning cartoons, or animated movies such as Disney princess movies such as Snow White. When YouTube came out in the early 2000s, it let people expand their horizons. Amateur animators who wanted to show their videos, they could do that and get recognized on this video sharing site. And this gave insight to new animators to strive to be the best they could be, and they even gave new ideas to already famous animators, and they did all this through the internet now. Now, I'm speaking of the relationship to data. One of the questions was describe how the innovation consumes data as input, produces data as output, and or transforms data. So basically, if you think about it as watching a movie, you view an animated movie, before you view it, when the coder or the animator is creating the movie, they're loading data onto a computer. They're creating a scene. They're creating animated characters. They're taking these thoughts and of imagination out of their minds and putting them into a screen, making them into animation. That's inputting the data. Then the output is when, let's say, they're making a major blockbuster movie. The viewers then go to the movie theater. They see the movie. The data is outputted to them, which then those viewers can use that data that was output to them and input them into a scenario at a later time. And it just basically could end up being a recurring cycle. Now, question number H is describe at least one data storage concern, data privacy concern, or data security concern related to the innovation. I generally relate this to the security of the United States. Now, new movies are coming out today, especially true stories. A lot of them historical regarding Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Sandstorm, that about the wars that just took place in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, a good example is the Operation of Benghazi, which was a true story that was portrayed in the movie 13 Hours. Not a lot of people, not a lot of Americans who stayed updated on the news knew too much about this until they saw the movie, and it kind of shed some light on the whole problem that we faced at Benghazi, which the government didn't want a lot of citizens to know about, but they now know about because of the movie, and this could essentially be a threat to national security. This is my last page, my references page. So basically what I did, I used all these to help me gather my information, all these sources to If you'd like to learn more about my website, please visit bino.vps.cs.uri.edu.